Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the CD Racoola show. Today's show will be looking over the film Insidious. I know I told you that I was going to do a 4-part series on Insidious, and I am. You can trust old CD on that. I will, however, not be doing all 4 in a row. That would be dull, and all work and no play makes old CD a very dull boy. So you'll be getting 1 Insidious film a week. That's all you're going to get, my little blood bags. You'll just have to have some patience, and you know I love testing your patience. On with the show here. The 2010 film was the first of the Insidious film franchises. I really like the Insidious films, but I think the first film was in fact my favorite. These films were directed by none other than, you guess who, Mr. James Wan, Mr. Perfect. He just seems like he's everywhere in the whole world nowadays. One of the things that I think is weird about the franchise, and it bothers me a little bit, is that the films don't follow the proper chronological order. There are sequels and prequels out the yin-yang, and they're all mixed up. So if you have any confusion on these films, as I did, here is the proper order. The first film that we're reviewing today, Insidious, is actually the 3rd film of the franchise chronologically. So before we start here is what this all looks like and whatever. Okay, so Insidious Chapter 3 is chronologically the first film, followed by Insidious The Last Key, followed by Insidious, followed by Insidious Chapter 2. There is also a film, Insidious The Dark Realm, that is set to release sometime in 2022. That will be set after the Chapter 2 film. I'm very excited for that release, by the way. If you plan on binge-watching all these movies, it's not necessary to watch them all in chronological order. You don't have to do that. But it may help you understand the timeline of things. All that mess being said and sorted out, I'm going to say this. Can we please just make the movies and the release dates match up? So I don't have to spend all this time using my rotted brain cells trying to figure out how to connect all these timelines and whatnot. I just don't want to do it, just make things easy for us lazy vampires. Not a big fan of prequels either, to be honest. I get it, sometimes you want to explore what happened before the movie, but let's plan the series out, maybe, some ahead of time, so we can rock and roll from day 1 instead of skipping forward and backward in time so much. This is horror. This isn't Back to the Future. Woo, okay, so on with Insidious. I said earlier that this was my favorite movie in the franchise, and simply for the reason that I thought that the antagonist and the villain of the story, the lipstick-faced demon, was the best of the villains from the series. I mean, just look at this guy. You can't tell me that isn't scaring your little pampers off. He had some very stiff competition as well with the Black Bride, who I also found to be plenty scary, to be sure, but just my personal preference, of course. Comment down below on whom you found to be the scariest of the villains from the Insidious franchise. There are definitely some goodies in those films. We had a pretty good cast here with Patrick Wilson, whom, as most of you well know, also plays Ed Waring in the Conjuring universe. Oh boy, I can't wait to sink my teeth into the Conjuring universe one of these days. I gotta carve out some time for that in between sucking blood and whatever. We also had Rose Byrne, Ty Simpkins, and Barbara Hershey. Oh, Barbie who's had a pretty good career in horror as well. But who I really want to put the spotlight on here is Lynn Shay, who plays Elise Rainier. What a job she does in that part. She really makes the movie. I talked in one of my earlier episodes about Jamie Lee Curtis being my favorite horror actress, or scream queen, if you will. But I think that Lynn Shay is definitely right up there and has been in numerous horror movies. She's in all the Insidious movies thus far, though I haven't heard if she's going to be in Insidious: The Dark Realm. I certainly hope she will be able to be featured, or at least make some kind of appearance in the film, since as many of you who've seen the Insidious films well know, her character, Elise Rainier, has been, I don't want to spoil anyone, but she's been removed from life in one of the films. I won't say which one because I don't want you to be a spoiled little brat. But just because you're dead doesn't mean you're out of the game in the world of Insidious, am I right? Look at me, for example. I am, by all means, technically deceased for hundreds of years, and I'm healthy as an undead horse. Speaking of the undead, let's discuss this further business, shall we? If you're unfamiliar with the Insidious franchise, the Further is portrayed as kind of another plane of existence where resides ghosts, restless spirits, and sometimes demons. It seems to me to be kind of a nasty little place indeed. You have to have some kind of psychic ability to access this Further. The problem to me that the inhabitants of the Further sometimes want to either A, straight up murder you, plain and simple, B, capture you and collect your soul, or C, switch places with you and enter the real world and leave you to rot in the Further. So it's not all fun and games, but in this first installment of the Insidious franchise, young Dalton Lambert gets into trouble when he falls asleep, inadvertently entering the Further, and attracts the attention of the lipstick-faced demon, or also known as the man with fire on his face, as Dalton calls him. Oh, by the way, I know lots of people out there have already pointed out that the lipstick-faced demon does heavily resemble the Star Wars character Darth Maul. So that being said, let's take this back to second grade, and let me ask you this. Who wins in a fight? The lipstick-faced demon or Darth Maul? Comment down below if you have nothing better to do with your life. The Black Bride also makes an appearance in this film, who has vowed to strangle Elise to death one of these days. Hence why she tries to avoid entering the Further altogether, except when it's absolutely necessary. I mean, makes sense, right? It's not like she's entering this other plane of existence to get her morning coffee or go to McDonald's or something. Come on now, people. All in all, as I said before, I really liked this film. And if you haven't seen any of these movies yet, I highly suggest binge watching all four. Lots of scares abound. And I do so look forward to watching Insidious: The Dark Realm whenever that comes out. I would, of course, at this time, like to thank you for joining me here on the CD Racoola show. If you would like to enter the Further and click the like, share, and subscribe button, then this old boy would be most thankful. Tune in next episode when I review John Carpenter's film, Ghosts of Mars. That film had Ice Cube in it, I believe. You should make it a pretty cool time. Oh, CD, that joke was terrible. You can certainly do better than that. Oh well, my jokes are kind of like a bad horror movie that keeps getting sequels. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I better sign off here before I get myself in any more trouble. Toodles.